I was gonna do this in multiple clips, but I'll just go for one long rambling take and put that out. By the way, go Blues! Awesome volleyball day. They really kick butt. So 25 years ago, I was uh, I was stationed in Korea in command of Delta Troop 16 Cav, an attack helicopter squadron stationed in Camp Eagle, Korea. Um, when I had my initial symptoms, I went to my flight surgeon. They sent me to a neurologist, and they wanted me to have an MRI. So I had to go on the Korean economy since the Army didn't have MRI machines in country to treat me with. So October 6th, 1999, went to the Korean hospital. Was taken there by one of the Korean soldiers that's augmented to our troop. We had about, I think about eight or ten Korean soldiers, and they were liaisons with the language, with the culture, and kind of working around everything. So one of them brought me to the hospital to have my MRI taken, and not really sure, don't really remember how everything was explained. They probably explained it to my soldier, who then translated to me, since no one in the hospital spoke English, conversationally with me as well. Anyway, so I went into the MRI machine, and everyone knows what they look like. They have the head cage, so you're kept immobile, and you run through, kind of loud, little bit jarring with the noises that they make and everything. Now I think they're super calm, super relaxing, but at the time, didn't really know what was going on. About halfway through, they needed to use contrast for some more of the images. Contrast is what they do is they inject this dyes into your veins, and it can help. They can see what they're looking at in the MRI machines. So they do that about halfway through the MRI. They pull you out of the machine a little bit. Your head's still in a cage, so you can't move or anything. You can't really see what's going on. Unfortunately, no one explained to me that they were going to inject a needle, stick a needle in my arm. My Katusa Korean soldier was not there, so it kind of took a second, jarring for me to realize that they were doing a syringe. And okay, hopefully this is good. Had the rest of the imaging done. Probably took, I don't know, let's say 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you. When it was done, they had us wait while the technician read the MRI like they normally do. Normally they read the MRI. Technician does a report, gives it to the doctor. My situation was different. We waited while the technician read the MRI, created the report, and handed it to me to bring back to my doctor on October 7th. Okay, so I've got this MRI report, and I'm sitting in my Humvee, in my Jeep, as we're driving back to Camp Eagle, to our base camp. Hey, you back there, Rogue? Huh? Rogue's back there, grazing. So we're driving back to Camp Eagle in order to, close down for the night, and then I'll drive to Seoul, drive to Yangsan, the hospital there, in the morning. Of course, I'm kind of curious as to what this thing says. So I open up the report. I'm looking at the report in the manila folder, and it's in Korean. Well, it's in half Korean. Top half is in Korean, or Hangul, and the bottom half is in English. Flipping through the report, it was formatted structure like an MRI report is. Everyone who's had them, multiple MRIs, they know what they're looking at. Impression, blah, 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 etc., etc. The first time you're looking at it, if no one ever walks you through it, you're just kind of looking at all this gobbledygook. Half the gobbledygook was in another language, was in Korean. So I'm looking through this and everything and trying to see what they're talking about and lesions and spots and everything. I don't really know what it says. And the only thing I noticed on the report that made sense was possible multiple sclerosis. And I said, fuck, I don't know what that means. I don't know what multiple sclerosis is. Doesn't sound good. When I get back to my base camp, I'll probably try and do some searches and see if I can figure out what multiple sclerosis is. I wasn't able to. But that doesn't sound good. So my you have MS moment was no one told me I had MS. I read it in a report. I read the English version of the report that said possible multiple sclerosis. So, yeah, that was kind of a kick in the pants. What did I do at that point? I went back to Camp Eagle to continue being the troop commander of 130 some odd soldiers, 8 to 10 Korean soldiers, contract civilians, and try and function with this possible multiple sclerosis now bouncing in my head as to what that means. What are the next steps going to be? Figured the doctor will tell me when I get to the hospital on the 7th. So, of course, there wasn't much to do at that point, except go back to work. Never stop, never quit.